Good to know. Good morning, Jide. Good to have you on the show this morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you today? How is Abuja?
Abuja is calm. We thank God for the peace.
All right. Okay, so thank you so much for your time. So we're just looking over, the Council of State meeting that was presided over by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the first in his administration. And we are seeing quite a number of things that came out on the heel of that. First of all, the endorsement that was given to him by former leaders of the country. I feel like this was a good steadying effect put together by these nationals to help Nigerians move on in what energy. What were your thoughts holistically about this meeting being held? We know that usually it comes up if there is some form of crisis in the nation, and then he brings together former people in that capacity.
Well, it's nothing unusual. I've never seen the Council of State going at loggerheads with any incumbent president. More often than not, whatever is brought before them gets their endorsement. And coming on the heels of the 10-day anti-hunger protest and end bad governance protest, it's also a very good optics for President Tinubu that his colleagues, his successors have come to ensure that they give him that support, kind of vote of confidence. But we are not running a parliamentary system where you need vote of confidence to get on with your work. It's the vote of confidence of Nigerians that is more important, not those who successively have put the country where it is, where we now have to grapple with, hardship, where people can no longer meet their basic needs. All of them are in the same racket as far as I'm concerned. Will a Buhari in good conscience come out and dissociate himself and say, oh, this government is not running well? The only person who has been vocal, who has not been friend of this administration is former President Olusegun Obasanjo. And you also will know, even if he comes out and dissociates himself from the endorsement, people will say he's a sore loser, given the fact that he did not openly endorse Tinubu for president. He endorsed Peter Obi. You remember, he endorsed Peter Obi for president. And that's why he has not really been able to penetrate the Aso Rock as he used to do with the previous administration. Mm-hmm. The best Obasanjo has been able to do was to meet with the wife of Tinubu during the Salah holiday. And you wonder, why will a colleague of mine go and meet my wife when I'm in the country? I mean, it does it not sound somehow? And you could see that at every turn, Obasanjo will give or will pontificate and say, oh, this thing is not being done, this one is bad, this one is ill-timed, and all of that. So he deliberately absented himself from the Council of State meeting. So all the others who attended are yes men, because they know that they also contributed to wherever the country as the state of the nation. None of them could exonerate himself about the bad governance that we are currently experiencing.
Okay, so that's a really serious, issue that you have raised. Do you think that if we had more, former leaders of the nation stay away from this Council of State meeting, that it would have made a strong statement about the non-acceptance of the activities of the government? Don't you think that it would have given Nigerians more ground to be aggrieved with the Tinubu-led administration? Also, in that light, was the hashtag End Bad Governance protest about a change of regime? Because I didn't seem to see it in the 13-point agenda that was raised by the sponsors of this particular protest. But it seems to have made a narrative out of the protest.
But that's to tell you what protest. When you say you are organizing a national protest, there are varied interests. You are looking at the 13-point agenda of a section of the protesters. And they are from the southern Nigeria, majorly Lagos axis. The northern elites have their own agenda, which is different. Recall that during the Salah break, some political heavyweights from northern Nigeria went and paid Salah homage to Buhari in Daura, and there were media speculation that they are galvanizing and kind of mobilizing towards 2027 when they intend to wrestle power back to the north, because the north has never really been happy with the power shift. In the true sense of it, every time the power shifts to the south, the north is G3. And you could see the turn of events in northern Nigeria, particularly in core northern states, where in 8 years we had NSAS. The north dissociated itself from NSAS. I recall some of in Maiduguri, in most of the northern capital, they said, look, NSAS should not end. SARS has been helpful to them, so nobody should end SARS. So they always have their own reason to maintain status quo. But now that they seem to be out of power, don't forget something that is very instructive. You must know, is that both the president and the vice president are not seen as core northerners. I don't know whether you understand me.
Yeah.
The vice president is a Kanuri. Kanuri and the Hausa Fulani, they are like oil and water. They always see themselves as the Hausa Fulani believes they are superior to every other tribe. Whether you are a Kanuri or you are from Middle Belt, whether you are from Benue, if you are not, and that's why the Hausa language is the dominant language in the 19 northern states. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes,
so when Kashim Shettima was picked over and above someone like El Rufai, who people thought was going to be the running mate to Tinubu, you could see the amazement of the northern oligarchs. So you are denying us number one, number two. We supported you for number one. Instead of choosing from our one of us who is a Hausa or Fulani, you now went to Borno to pick a Kanuri man to be. And don't let anybody blindfold you with Muslim. The North does not see the South as practicing true Islam. They don't see the Southern Muslims as genuine, practitioners of Islamic religion. So, and that's why you see the waving of flag, Russian flag, the call for military takeover. Was it done in the South? It was in the North now. It was in the North that they started shouting that military should come and take over. Why would they want military to take over? They know if a military takeover, it would be from the North, that the military can shoot itself to power. But beyond and above that, they also know that they have the numerical strength. So and you could say that Tinubu has made a lot of sacrifices to the North. The security architecture of this country is in the hands of northern Nigeria. Even as we speak now, the Minister of Defense, the Minister of Police Affairs, the Minister of State for Defense, the Minister of State for Police Affairs, they are all from core northern Nigeria. They are not satisfied with that. Now, the Minister of Agriculture is from core northern Nigeria. Now, he has gone ahead to now establish Ministry of Livestock Development. Again, to satisfy the yearnings of Mieti Allah.
Mr.
because
successively across several administrations, even all the way back to the Goodluck Ebele, Jonathan administration, the Buhari-led administration, we have always seen these key offices held by people from the core north. So, because you established earlier the restlessness, the wrestle for, power from the north, they have always been getting these key positions. So why wouldn't they even be in favor of a Tinubu-led administration with, your sightings as it is?
They are not happy with FCT. They are not happy that a Southerner and a Christian who is not even a member of their party is made the FCT minister. You know what I mean? It has always been their birthright. It's only the Minister of State for Federal Capital Territory that has come from the South. I think it's only once at the inception when they established FCT that you have a Southerner that was FCT minister. Since then, it has been north. And when I say north, it has been from northwest, northeast, northwest, northeast. So not even somebody from North Central, except for when during the military administration, when Jeremiah Hosseini from Plateau State was the FCT minister. So what I'm trying to tell you is that the North does not brook. They just want to be at the driver's seat, and I know that it might look like we are deviating from the core Council of State meeting. But what I'm trying to tell you is that, okay, look at all the policies of Buhari. Was it not landmines that were planted for Tinubu or his successor, whoever that is? They have sold our crude oil that we are yet to even explore. They have sold it in advance from what we are hearing. Now, if you look at the number of people who owns oil wells in the South, they are majorly from the North. So I don't want us to dwell too much on ethnicity and religion, but what I'm trying to tell you, you brought the angle of protest and whether it was about regime change or not. It was for the organizers who are majorly from the Southwest. They never thought, they just wanted the bad governance to end. But what I'm trying to let you know is that somebody like Buhari does not have the moral right to come and condemn Tinubu. Someone like Goodluck Jonathan does not have the moral right to come and condemn Tinubu. Will he say Tinubu is the architect of insecurity in Nigeria? Was it not during his time that we have abduction of over 200 Chibok girls? You understand? Now, Yar'Adua is late. So, Gowon is old. Gowon has been a stabilizing factor, from northern Nigeria, but he's old, he's in his 90s, he may not be able to travel extensively. Then what the person I had expected would come, that didn't come, I don't know whether it was Abdulsalami Abubakar. So I didn't see him. But we know Babangida from what some of the rumor mill is not in the best of health to be making trips. So what invariably everybody who has been the president of Nigeria cannot come to Council of State meeting to condemn the incumbent, because people would remind him that what did you do during your own time? Like when Obasanjo is pontificating and doing this and saying that you were there for 8 years. You were you remain the longest president Nigeria ever had till today. Cumulative 11 years as military head of state and as civilian president. What did you do different? What did you do different? Was there no corruption under his administration? Was there no insecurity under his administration? Remember the OD massacre, the Zakimbian massacre took place under Obasanjo administration. So, and cumulatively, some of the bad policies of Obasanjo was inherited by Yar'Adua. Yar'Adua inherited it, passed it on to Goodluck Jonathan. Goodluck Jonathan did the little he could do, passed it on to Buhari. Buhari was there for 8 years. We saw what they turned the Central Bank of Nigeria to under Buhari. 27 trillion ways and means that could not be accounted for. Everybody just have you listened to Obono Obla, the podcast that he had with Seun Okinbaloye?
Yeah.
That all the corrupt persons that were arrested, they returned their loot to them. Under which administration? So the Council of State, I'm not sure we should attribute much importance to the Council of State. To the best of my knowledge, since they have been meeting that I'm aware, every time whatever is brought before them, they just endorse. It's just an endorsement.
Because I was going to ask what you felt was the most successful item. Like, what was the biggest agreement that you think is relevant to the current state of the nation that was reached in that meeting? Or they just gathered and nothing tentative in favor of the state of the nation was taken?
I'm yet to maybe you can educate me. If there was anything concrete that was done, maybe you can educate me. Just that they met, usually they endorse, this appointment, we are making appointment, okay, pass. This one. These are elderly people, and they know what they did in their own time. So they cannot come, and even if one of them dissented, assuming Obasanjo was there, and Obasanjo says, this policy is wrong-headed, I don't agree with you, and all of that. One, majority will carry the vote. Sure, you get if they put it to vote. If it's only Obasanjo that is against what the Tinubu administration is doing, the majority will still reflect the will of men. Have you ever seen a law that is passed where they will not put it to voice vote? You will see some dissension. They will say, if you are in support, say nay. Well, it's the one that is loudest that will carry the day. Not that there will not be rukus, there will not be people who will say, no, we no go agree, we don't agree. So what I'm saying invariably is that Council of State is not, even National Economic Council has better weight, in my own opinion, than the Council of State, because it's just like a rubber stamp. It's more like it's advisory. It's an advisory board. And then it's, they are elderly people. They will not want to rock the boat. They don't want to make sensitive comment that will throw the country into turmoil. So they will just allow things to slide. As far as they are concerned, they will even pray for Nigeria. But deep down within them, they know that whatever bad governance we are currently experiencing is a cumulation of every one of them who have had a shot at presiding over the affairs of Nigeria. And that's why history beckons. That's why people have done well to document achievements and failures of every administration. So the way forward for me is that every president should rather, I'm not saying they should not be having Council of State meeting, but let them have the endorsement to ordinary citizens. That's more important. The ordinary citizens whose life has been worsted, ordinary citizens who cannot afford basic needs, whether you are from the south, you are from the east, you are from the north, you are from the west. It does not matter. Hunger does not know tribe or religion. So it is for them to govern better. Look at the controversies about how much a senator and House of Reps member takes home. One day, this one will say, we only have 1 million. This one will say, 1 million plus 20. No. And you ask yourself whether that is justifiable. 1 million plus 20, somebody is earning 21 million. What work does he do that he will be earning 21 million when many of his family members cannot even afford a meal in one day? So I think those are the kind of injustices that needs to be, that's why we need restructuring, political, administrative restructuring, legal restructuring, to make this country, to make our common people, not just the powerful and the rulers of the country.
Okay, thank you so much. I wish we had more time to dig around the conversation. We'll probably try to get you in earlier, hoping network will allow. But thank you so much for giving your thoughts on the Council of State meeting. Like you established, it didn't quite, get any new thing on the table for Nigerians. Thank you so much, Jide Ojo, for joining us this morning.
My pleasure. Have a great day.
And you too, sir. Thank you.